Huge shout out goes out to our current channel members. If you're interested in gaining a channel membership, then feel free to head over to my channel profile and click the join button. Also, we do have a Ninjago Discord server. It's a great way to communicate with myself and many others. For more details on that, click the very first link at the very top of the description of this video. So hello there everybody, and welcome back on in to the channel today for a new video. Now today I wanted to discuss a pretty big aspect of Ninjago Dragons Rising Part 1, Season 1, that I haven't seen that many people talking about. Or at least I haven't seen that many people talking about it in comparison to some of the other topics we've been discussing on the channel over these past few days. If you guys have been keeping up with my daily uploads, then I'm sure you probably understand what I'm actually talking about when I say that. But today I want to bring a little bit more attention to a topic that, again, isn't quite as popular as some of the more, pressing matters in the form of, the villains, what their whole plan is, the merge, things like that. But I figured that this was still a very, very interesting topic, and it is kind of being overlooked, despite actually being really awesome. And there's also a very interesting aspect that has been confusing a fair few people within the community. So, here is a picture up on screen. That is right, I am talking about WYLDFIRE, a new Ninjago character. Obviously, we've had a lot of new characters, but she is like a master of fire of sorts, or so is said in the show, but I believe that there is a very simple explanation as to why she can control this apparent firepower. Again, I will get onto that more later in today's video, but yeah, WYLDFIRE. She is a new character, and she seems to be a pretty main character, playing more of like a supporting role within Ninjago Dragons Rising so far. Now, I do hope that, honestly, she does manage to stick around throughout the entire show when it comes to Dragons Rising. It would be awesome to see her either become a main ninja alongside Aaron and Sora, maybe, or at the very least, I would love to see her play a role like Skylor, but just with a bit more screen time. I think she definitely has this potential to be a very good supporting character. She's quite unique as well. She's fairly dumb, I suppose you could say, and I say that just because of the fact that she's kind of like a caveman in that sense. She doesn't really talk in like a normal way, and the reason for that is, of course, because she has a very, very interesting backstory, that being the fact that she was actually raised by a dragon who she considers a family. I'm not going to be getting too in-depth with that whole plotline, because obviously it was shown to us pretty in-depth within the actual episodes, which I'm going to assume you have already seen if you are clicking on this video. But yeah, she was essentially raised by a dragon, and as a result of that, her English speaking isn't all that great, and again, she's pretty caveman-esque, you could say. She doesn't really have any logical reasoning for anything she does. She just wants to get straight into the action. She wants to fight. She doesn't really like planning. She just wants to get straight in, get her hands dirty, and start fighting, which I can definitely applaud. It makes her a very interesting character, even more so when you consider the fact that she could also be, a main supporting character within this new show, which we haven't really had a character like that before, which is very awesome. Now, onto the topic of her actual powers. Well, I believe there's more to it than just it being another firepower. I think she's probably more like a master of Scorch, if that makes sense. And that's because she also has a bit of blue coming out of her, alongside the fire. So I think there's definitely a pretty big difference between just Kai's usual firepower and her Scorch type thing. There's probably a better word that I could use for this, but I can't really think of it. It's really not coming to mind as I'm actually recording this video, which is really annoying. Feel free to fill me in on that in the comments, though. But yeah, you guys get what I'm saying, I hope. Her firepower is different to Kai's. It's a completely different type of fire and a different type of power. So, although they are very, very similar, there is enough to differentiate them, obviously between each other. And also another thing, she is literally like Kai's long-lost sibling. I swear, guys, she is so similar to Kai. She's very hot-headed, and there's obviously also a very clear difference between the two. But at the same time, there is also still a very huge resemblance, both obviously in the fact that they both kind of use red as one of their main colour schemes. Their actual elemental powers are quite similar, and just their personalities, their hot-headedness, if that's even a word, is both very similar, and I can once again applaud that even more. But with all of this being said, I think that is basically going to cover it for today's video. Just wanted to touch on this new character of WYLDFIRE, which is kind of being overlooked, just because there's so much other crazy stuff to talk about when it comes to Dragons Rising. But yeah, hopefully you guys did all enjoy today's video. A little bit of a vague one, bit all over the place, but I just really wanted to get my own personal thoughts and take out there when it comes to this all-new Ninjago character. Overall, very good things so far. But with all of this being said, now that I've shared my thoughts, I turn it over to you all now. Please feel free to leave any of your own thoughts on all of this down below in the comments. I would love to hear your own thoughts regarding this. If you did enjoy today's video, please do leave a like on it, subscribe for more, and hit the notification bell so that you behind the screen there, yes, you there, I'm looking right at you, can keep up to date on all things Ninjago here on the channel. And with all of this being said, I will catch you all very soon for a new video. Goodbye everybody, see you all very soon.